It's Madden NFL 22, where division rivals will clash in the NFC South. It's the Buccaneers and the Panthers, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerge from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudenonhan alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather, snow, and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Kicker Zane Gonzalez has us ready to go, and we are underway here from Bank of America Stadium. Taking in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
We get a peek at Tom Brady as he brings out this Tampa Bay offense. And Tom Brady in his 22nd season overall and his second in Tampa Bay.
After 2 decades in New England, a change of scenery, and another tremendous season culminating with a Super Bowl title. 40 touchdown pass in the regular season, the most since his record-shattering 50-touchdown season of 2007 in New England. He did have minor knee surgery in the offseason, but he said he's sticking with his plan to play beyond the age of 45, which is still 2 years from now. Look out, NFL. Tom Brady still wants to win.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2nd and 8. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Brady. This one swung out here to Jones. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, it's a question that's been asked over and over and over, but CD, I'll pose it to you anyway. What do you have to do defensively to stop Tom Brady?
It's one of the great questions in the NFL, and there are a ton of defensive coaches who are retired at this point because they tried to stop Tom Brady and couldn't get it done. You've got to have excellent defenders, guys who can stick to their men like glue, because he's so good at finding those open receivers and then putting the ball into tight windows and completing passes downfield.
Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Brady again. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. There's Evans again, complete. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the 4th quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this 1st quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up 1st and goal.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Jones again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. Jones. And Jones is not going to have the 1st down as they stop him short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Brady to throw for it on fourth down. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Scotty Miller there to make the grab. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, here we go for the first time with the Panthers offense led out by their new quarterback for 2021 in his fourth season overall now after 3 with the Jets. It's Sam Darnold.
And his task in this situation is making sure that his team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Here's Darnold. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Vita Vea forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Darnold. He'll hit his running back, Amir Abdullah. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Darnold. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And he'll be out of bounds after a short pickup, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. Touchdown, Panthers! DJ Moore on the touchdown throw from Sam Darnold. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
This has to be great for the psyche of this offense. Presented with bad field position, they didn't let it stop them. They rolled downfield and scored a touchdown.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So the drive there took 6 plays, and the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And here we go again with Tom Brady in Tampa's offense. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
At the 36-yard line.
From the 36, Brady. That's complete to Tyler Johnson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Brady now to throw. A check down here to Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
To throw again on second down. Brady, he finds his target. It's Evans. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down is Brady. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 24, Brady. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. And that right there, his first incompletion of the game, pretty remarkable.
So let's start talking about all-time records, because with that incompletion, maybe over a 2-game sequence, or maybe he starts a new streak now, because Ryan Tannehill, over 2 games, hit 25 straight. Now, the incompletion, we're taking this record out of play. But Mark Brunell, when he's at Washington, 22 straight completions to start a game. This guy's on fire.
Throwing is Brady on third down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, as the first half is winding down. And the Bucs have taken the lead. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes the score 14-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now Abdullah, the return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Right there. Yes, baby.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
First up, though, Let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters.
According to the radar, more snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. Now Abdullah, the return. And able to get this out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's got a man. That's Marshall. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Yeah, baby! Yeah! Let's throw that play!
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Marshall. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st down, Darnold. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10. Darnold from the gun. Buying time to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. Back to throw, Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not, it's not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss two in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Brady. This is caught by Evans. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Nice hit, boy.
And it's 3rd down.
Do this. Good job on shot. Let's go, boy. Play your hustle, boy. Oh, they can't.
That's the end of the 3rd.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Bucs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul searching on 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Suckup will put this one right through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. Now a hit and a loose football.
Let's go.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. It's complete. Abdullah. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. A big play there for Carolina. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Brady. Going up top for Miller. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Sam Darnold and the Carolina offense set to take over here. Certainly they want to win this game, but down 3, they know what they need to do. Get in field goal range, at least have a chance to tie.
And if you approach it the right way, you almost have a safety net. Knowing just a field goal gets it done. You don't press for the touchdown, but you take it if the opportunity comes, if the opening's there. Someone slips in the secondary and you get a big play. But otherwise, get the 3, put that on the board, and try to extend the game.
They'll be trying to muster 3. Of course, they'd love the score to win it. Now a dump off here complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down. But tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
(17-17) the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Meanwhile, Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw, Brady. And he's got Gronkowski yet again. 7 yards, the pickup there.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Working with a 2nd and 3. The give is to Jones. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Jones. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. 52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive linemen, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a 1st down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Now Jones. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll run it with Jones. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This no gimme in the snow. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And I tell you, these division games never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.